told myself I was all in. I was going head first.
Right.
Now, if I go broke, I won't go broke. I refuse to. As a man, I'm a hustler before anything. I'm gonna get out here and get it.
Right.
As long as I'm getting money, I can pay my bills off this rap. I ain't got a million, but I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta sell no dope or rob. I feel like I'll be spitting on my blessing to go back and backtracking and doing some shit that's rich my freedom. You know what I mean?
Well, my boy said, I told myself I was going all in, and if I go broke, I'm not gonna go broke. It's just not going. It's not an option. Yo, this nigga right here, Bow, has, like, when I say helped me in ways where, like, I wouldn't even, like, I probably can't even articulate, right? I actually want to tell a story about the first time I actually interacted with him, his energy, whatever the case may be. So I was at this car wash with my mama. It's on 54th and I don't remember the street. I think like 8th or 9th or something like that, right? Right off Crenshaw and Slauson, basically. So one day I'm sitting there. That's funny. As I start telling this story, my eyes start watering. Oh, then my screen starts messing up. Y'all, my nigga, y'all probably think I'm crazy if I left this in the video. My screen was just flashing with green shit all over it. Cause like I'm telling you, bro. Anyways, look, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. This nigga follows me. This nigga helps me, like in real life. Look, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm explain a little bit. So I was at this gas station with my mama. 54th and like 8th, 9th or something like that. It's not a gas station, a car wash. And I was like probably like 11, 12 years old, right? Kiddo, like 10, yeah, like 10 years ago, right? And I looked over, we're sitting there and I look up, right? And I see this all black Maybach parked or just right in front of me, right? Now let me remind you, this is right off Crenshaw and Slauson. I'm a kid. When you grow up in these neighborhoods, you know what you're looking at. You know the difference. Like when money, when luxury, when something that's a little bit more expensive comes in your presence, you know. You don't even have to know what it is for the energy of it to say this is foreign to the environment, right? And I immediately understood it. I didn't know shit about cars. I didn't know how much it cost or anything. I just saw the blacked out Benz with the Maybach symbol. I'm like, this shit looks nice. So I looked at my mom, right? And I'm like, Mama, whose car is this? Because this is crazy, right? So she looks at it and then she starts looking around for a second. And then she sees Nip in the corner of the parking lot, right? And she's like, oh, it's Nipsey's. And then she points over there to him, right? And then I look, I see like 2-3 more all black Maybachs parked, lined up. My nigga, I swear to God. And I look over and I see him, and it's this girl, this little like dyke kind of girl sitting there rapping to him, you know, and he actually looked like what he looked like kind of in this video a little bit. You know, he didn't have no facial hair or whatever the case may be. And, you know, they were just sitting there vibing out, and I wanted to go walk up, but I'm like, nah, it's okay. You know, like I was still a little nervous. I was a kid or whatever the case may be. And now I know the nigga got money. He's somebody. So yeah, I got nervous, right? So I had, you know, I let it fly a little bit like that. Life goes on, right? But the crazy thing about Nip, the nigga was actually there, right? So it wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh, this was a once in a lifetime experience. I kept hearing them, right? So I remember my little sister went to Marcus Garvey. It's on Slauson and I really don't know. But it's Marcus Garvey's right off Slauson. And we had, my little sister was best friends with Imani, his daughter, when they went to Marcus Garvey together, right? So every day after school, whatever the case may be, I'd keep hearing Imani this or Nipsey that, Imani that, and I'm like, I really don't know who this nigga is, but I keep hearing his name. I'm seeing the Benzes and shit. Who is this man, right? So I remember going on my phone one day and just looking him up. I literally looked up Nipsey Hussle. Who is this nigga on YouTube, right? And the only songs he had out at the time was You Broke and you know, it was around that era where he was like collabing with YG and stuff like that. It was about like 2 years after You Broke came out, because I remember seeing that song in specific, right? So I'm like, okay, rapper, cool, I guess. I'm still not clicking it together, right? That this nigga is like low key about like becoming a celebrity right in front of our face. I'm not clicking it, right? Because I'm seeing him, I'm interacting, like it's like things just weren't clicking yet. So I ended up, you know, one day, so fast forward, I'm on the game one day. I think it was on a weekend, because I remember I was playing Fortnite with the homie, and I go on my phone and I see that event that happened. I want to say March 30th, 31st, 30th. And it felt like everything went silent in a way, right? It was like, I'm not sure what just happened, like, but I know this is kind of serious, right? And when the news finally got out, I was like, huh, that's not what I would have expected. And then when they had that repass where they brought out, like, bro, I swear to God, it looked like he had like 50 probably damn near like 50 Rolls Royces, and like literally just drove through LA with, you know, his body and stuff like that. I remember seeing this all blue, I think it was a Ferrari, so fly. And once again, inspiring me with the cars and stuff like that, right? So after that event happened, I really started to dig more into who this man was, right? Because it was unfortunate that he was this close in vicinity. But because he was this close, at least me, and I have to at least give myself grace, because I was a kid during all of this. Like, I was still in high school when this shit was happening, right? But I just wish I would have been more aware of what was actually transpiring in real time, right? But, you know, I started, you know, doing more research, and the music started really speaking to me, because the things he sang, the headspace, so like he was speaking to his community, whether you were with that, whether you were with it or not, right? He was speaking to the souls that lived in that area, and it really started touching me in ways. It was like, whoa, I didn't even realize that was possibly a reason why I was thinking like this, or, you know, or just opening my eyes to different things through the music, right? Because once again, music is very spiritual. And then, you know, I start finding out he shot the rap video, the music video to Rap Niggas, literally in front of my TT's door on 60th and 8th. And that's where my mama damn near was raised. That's where I was raised, basically in my earlier kind of stages in life. I was always going to my TT's, 60th and 8th. They filmed the music video to that right in front of the door, right? And then later on in life, I start piecing things together. Like, my grandpa put out the first rap album. You guys, you know what's crazy? I really didn't know until like 2-3 years ago. I swear to God. I've heard it. I was there while they was doing like little presentations and shit like that, but I didn't really know. And then just more things started clicking. Like, oh, my mom was his banker, worked with Black Sam and stuff like that. Like, just different things started clicking, and it opened my eyes to the entrepreneurial side of things more, and the dedication that it was going to take. Is like I almost started studying the characteristics that got him to a point of success before I even started what I was doing, right? Because everything that you guys are saying around me, whether it's the videos and this content, whether it's over there on the IG, the photography, the people I'm surrounded, like, this is all new, right? And I was studying him the principles. Like, I was learning things like ownership, discipline, patience, all these other type of things. I'm over here literally reiterating those songs where he's talking about like literally like boss moves, CEO type headspaces, right? And as a kid, I'm not understanding why I'm so attracted to that part of it. I'm like, bro, he's giving game. Like, I have to listen. Like, this nigga is literally like showing the footprints to it. And I really didn't understand why I was so gravitated towards that. But then once I got into what I do, I started realizing this is like this one big spiritual journey. I was like being prepared to step into my next chapter. That's probably why I've gotten as far as I've gotten in just 2 years, because of the mindsets I've been bred with from my family, from music, from my environment. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bad stuff that comes from the environments that we grow up in, right? But then I'd be lying if I said that there weren't certain principles and moral codes about just how to use your heart, bro. Like, a lot of, I don't want to keep saying the N-word, but fuck it, I'm finna say it. A lot of niggas don't have heart, and that's something that you have. That's something that's taught. That's something that you had to be around somebody who had heart, who had loyalty, who had a certain foundation, who had a code, in other words, and it's gonna rub off on you as a byproduct, right? And it's better when it happens earlier than later, when it happens during a kid, so you don't have to go through all the goofy stuff that a lot of people go through as adults because they don't know how to use their heart. You know, your heart isn't always this good giving thing. Your heart's sometimes saying F you, get away from me, right? That's having heart sometimes too. It takes a lot of courage to say the thing that you know the other person may not like, but you need to say it. Like, like, yo, Nipsey, you know, was, still is a very big inspiration. Now you could look at all the game banging qualities and all that other type of shit, right? You could choose to focus on the negative, just like with anybody else. You could choose to focus upon the negative in me and your mama and your daddy, and whoever the fuck. I really don't care, right? But if you look at the positive attributes, he's telling you, bro, I took a trip to Africa, came back, and it changed my perspective on women. Like, how dare you do this to certain women? Like he was giving you the real game, mastering your energy, ownership, exit out that middleman. Bro, it's a million different things, right? That he was literally like his grandma with his power of the heart. You feel like you need to protect her because of how kind she is. Like, yeah, man, it's every rapper almost has that that perspective, or, you know, that quality about them, where they'll give you the game. You just got to really focus up on what side of it you're deciding to pick on, right? Yeah, man. Nipsey, no.